going?
Yeah, it's going.
All right, so we finna give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High and to His Son.
Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem
Kakadash. All right, we also want to say double honors and respects unto the apostles and elders of the great millstone.
Yeah.
Shalom to you, Akim, and you walk well to serve the Most High in true sincerity and in spirit. We say shalom, in other words, peace.
Right.
All right, so in this lesson that we finna, speak on is going into the era of knowledge, right? The age of knowledge. The Most High is pretty much bringing this knowledge upon earth so that everybody understands. Matter of fact, I'll start out with the precept in Matthew concerning the truth. Matthew 24 and 14, it says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." So we're living in the end time, but before the end comes, this gospel is pretty much going to be preached throughout all the earth, man. And then the end's going to come. You see what I'm saying? So let me also read this in Daniel. Let me go to it. Daniel 12.
Let me read it.
You said what?
I can read it.
Yeah.
Daniel chapter 12 verses 10. Well, no, let me go start at 13. No, it's the wrong one.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead. It's a lot.
Daniel 12 and 9. It says, "And he said, Go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand."
Hey, it's a lot. Read 4 too.
Huh?
4.
Verse 4. It says, "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Money shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." So, in the end times, the Most High said that knowledge will be increased. You know what I'm saying? So, in the time of in Daniel's time, they didn't have the knowledge that we have today. To put all the to put the puzzle piece together. But the Most High, he's allowing His water, in other words, His knowledge to come down, and now we can put the see the bigger picture. All right. And it says, right now, many are being purified and made white and tried, through the word of the Most High. And then you also have the people who are wicked, and they don't understand, what I'm saying, unto their death. So that goes for that too.
That's really going into like the internet.
Yeah.
Basically, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has put this out on the earth, so now you basically can have any type of device, cell phone, laptop, computer, smart TVs, whatever. However you get in connection with the internet, but basically you can learn all the knowledge that you need, by way of researching it. You can do your own research. Like nowadays, it really is unnecessary to go to school, go to these institutions that Esau sets up, because you basically got it at the tip of your fingers. You don't have to rely on his so-called way of putting it, because we know all them history books is nothing but a lie. And how is this? How do we know it's a lie? It's because the internet has exposed the truth. All right, history's out, man. The prophets is out there preaching the truth. All right, exposing the lies. So basically, the internet is used for two things, right? If we break it down, it's for the truth to go on a grand scale. All right, knowledge to be pushed out, but it's also a way to expose these wicked, the wicked elites. Because this would not have been possible, man. The exposure of the elites, that's not possible without the elect.
Yeah.
The secret councils that they're trying to hide from us, crafty councils, it wouldn't be possible to get out on a grand scale if you didn't have the internet. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. So the Most High right now, He's allowing His knowledge to come down, and pretty much so that we can take in that knowledge and understand it. Let's see here, especially prophecy. Here's Isaiah chapter 55 and 10. It says, "For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth the bud, that it may give seed to the sower, and bread to the eater. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and prosper in the thing whereto I sent it." So pretty much the Lord, the Most High, He's allowing this word to come down into this earth and allow the elect to get it. That elect is going to understand, be tried and made white.
Okay.
All right, so this is that age of knowledge right now. And also, as we're going into this age of knowledge, also that provides room for Esau to be exposed.
Yeah.
You know, throughout history, throughout the decades and centuries, Esau has been able to conceal and cover himself up.
Okay.
You know, and get away with all these lies. You know, allow his whole way of working society around lies, man. So right now Esau is also being exposed, right? The brother brought out through the World Wide Web, www. Right, the internet.
Yeah.
They're being exposed because now you have whistleblowers, you know, economists to pretty much expose our economy. Because even with the economy, they'll tell you on I forget what it's called. It might be a Dow Jones, but whatever the economy concerns itself with, they can tell you that everything's cool with the economy, everything's going good, the numbers are high, the stocks are good. But at the end of the day, the economy is not good. You know, you have the economists that tell you that, and all these other people that have knowledge in their state of whatever they're doing.
Yeah, like different alternative media outlets, like Infowars or AMTV. Everybody has their different alternative media televisions. I mean, alternative media outlets they watch, or news article places they go look up, like Zero Hedge. And these people are basically coming out with the truth. Everything mainstream is saying, basically, it's not the truth. Like, basically they'll go out and tell you, oh, there's a famine. You know, there's food shortages, or there's fuel shortages. When we know there's really no damn food shortage, man. We know that's really just the elites going behind the scenes and basically orchestrating that. You know, riots. We already know that them back then, them Black Lives Matter riots.
Yep.
We saw how basically Esau was orchestrating them. He was putting bricks next to buildings so that Jay can take it and throw it. They were hiring on people to actually start the riots, man. Like what's that called? The Capitol storming.
Yeah.
Everybody found out that was a false flag. You know, everybody found out that those were just actors. So a lot of these things that you see, these uproars and these riots, is literally Esau orchestrating that. He's orchestrating a lot of these things. They call it order out of chaos. So they cause chaos. They literally make this happen, but then they want to come and act like they are the ones putting things back in order.
Don't you remember that one incident where I believe this dude, he called himself an Israelite, and he went up and he shot some Jew, you know, and they said that had something to do with us, you know. So pretty much, I believe at the end of the day they called him an actor, you know.
And then
they slipped up and called him an actor.
Yeah. And then basically do your own research, you know. Like if you really look into a lot of these things that go down, it's like this is totally orchestrated, you know. Like totally that was set up. But you wouldn't have been able to find that out without the internet, though. You see?
Yeah.
That's why this knowledge is just out there. Esau, his ass is being exposed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this internet, it was supposed to be used for entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
But now the Lord, you know, He's allowing that to pretty much backfire on Esau. You know, Esau had this out for our entertainment, but it's backfiring to where we can, you know, pretty much gain knowledge. You know,
God. He really had it out for like his military agencies and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
But that was loud. Basically, he just had it basically to collect intel on people. He wanted to use it to be God, but what did it do? It turned back on his own ass.
Yep.
Biting him in the ass now. Like even the moon landing, you know what I'm saying? People finding out that shit was set up. I believe this dude, his name was like Stanley Kubrick. He was actually the one who like filmed the actual moon landing, but it was not real. It was like a stage. And before he died, he actually exposed them. You know, those different astronauts. They were basically on a stage the whole time. And so basically that whole moon landing was a hoax. But we finding this out through the internet, through research. The Tuskegee experiment, you know? I don't know if you ever watched that movie or just looked into it yourself, but basically it kind of exposed how the so-called white man, Esau, he basically did an experiment on so-called blacks, so-called Negro men, healthy Negro men, and he took them, told them that they had syphilis, but they really didn't have no type of diseases at all. But basically he was shooting shit up into them, man, giving them all these medications, and it made them sick. And they basically wanted to use their bodies to do an experiment. They wanted an autopsy. So they basically tortured these men damn near. They basically, gave these men certain diseases, but they didn't treat them with what they needed. They tricked them too. They said that, oh, you're coming in to get treated and we're trying to make you well. When really, they was just making them sick. They're perfectly healthy, but they got sick. And Esau used their specimen, man.
That's how Esau gets down.
And we all believe that Thanksgiving was a good thing. We all believe that, the white man coming over here was a step up. But then really, we really go and do our own research, and we're like, hold up. This was completely genocide. This was a massive slaughter. It was unjustly done. Thanksgiving, that shit is basically, that's celebrating the slaughter, unjust slaughter of innocent Native Americans by these so-called Edomites. But a lot of people didn't know that until the internet and all this research and all this exposure for the so-called wicked came out. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful too.
Let me read this. Sirach 24 and 25. He filleth all things with wisdom, as Physon, and Tigris in the time of new fruits. He maketh the understanding to abound like Euphrates, and as Jordan in the time of harvest. He maketh doctrine of knowledge to appear as a light, and as Gion in the time of vintage. Yep. So, this is the age of knowledge. So the Most High is pouring down wisdom, knowledge, understanding. And all those rivers that he named in Sirach, those are big rivers. Those are massive rivers to pretty much resemble how much knowledge is really coming down.
Yeah, that's right.
Because knowledge is vast. It says wisdom. Actually, I'll get it if I can find it. Pretty much, I think Sirach said, "Who can number the rain or the sand of the sea?" Or pretty much what's innumerable. And then he also gone to say wisdom, so wisdom was innumerable. Pretty much wisdom is, forever. So he's sending all this knowledge down right now, and it's vast. We're getting into it.
That's right.
So
basically now, everybody knows who Esau is. It's not a secret no more. Nobody talked about Esau, man, before this truth was out. Like, nobody really was going into the Bible like that.
Yeah.
Okay, nobody was really trying to figure out, like, what the Bible was really talking about. The book of Revelations for Babylon the Great. Nobody really understood the mark. Nobody understood a lot of these things until Yahweh Shem Yahushai set up the internet so that the men of the Lord can use that as a way to preach the gospel, preach this truth. Let me get this. Obadiah 1:6. How are the things that Esau searched out?
Damn.
How are his hidden things sought up? Yeah. So Esau, Edom, he's being searched out. His hidden things, his hidden counsels that he is seek. They thought he was gonna hide. Hey, it's all out there. I mean, nobody's falling for the orchestrated plan going down now, man. That whole planned-demic.
And that's real.
We'll say planned-demic, because we all know that this whole thing was damn planned. All right. Like food, how it started, talking about, people are getting sick and whatnot, people are dying. They was over there making shit up as they go, talking about, the food can contract the virus, you know what I'm saying? And they was going in, taking all that food, throwing it in the ground, like you were saying, taking all the beef, throwing it in the ground.
Eggs, potatoes.
Yeah, all of that stuff, they were throwing that shit in the ground. They were talking about, there's a food shortage, rationing out cans, and all of a sudden shit just comes back, now they're coming out with this whole jab. What the hell? We knew y'all had this planned out, and we have all these whistleblowers out here who have been pretty much keeping up with all this and exposing Esau step by step, and yeah. I mean, nobody's even trying to take this. Nobody's even trying to take the jab now, bro. Because Esau has been exposed. Like, I just talk to regular people, maybe at your job or whatnot, and you'll ask them, like, you trying to take, what? And they'll be like, nah, I'm not trying to take that. And I'll be like, okay, shit, you know something, all right. I guess regular people nowadays are also in on the secrets.
Right.
They're not in on the secrets of the scriptures, but they're in on the secrets of the elites and stuff.
Yeah.
So we know Esau's being exposed. it's really crazy. Let me read that one more time. How Obadiah chapter 1 and 6. How are the things that Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Yep.
Yeah, so here's Job chapter 5 and 12. It says, He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the forward is carried headlong. So, Esau, he has all these plans, and the Most High is pretty much exposing his plans. An enterprise is a plan. So the Most High said that his plans are going to be cast head forward, pretty much they're going to be distinguished.
Yep.
So, that's just the Most High allowing him to be exposed, allowing this knowledge to come out, throughout the internet too, through the internet. So, Esau's not going to get too far,
Yep. All right, this is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse, I want to go ahead and get 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, shewing himself that he is God. Okay, remember these things when I was yet with you, when I told you these things. And now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. Okay? For the mystery of iniquity doth already work, and only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out the way. And then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders. So yeah, it says that the Lord can't come, man, until the man of sin be revealed. So that man of sin who's being revealed on a high level is Esau. All right? He is that son of perdition, because you got 3 forms of men. You got the sons of God, which are really the Israelites. You got the sons of men, which are the other nations. But then you also have the son of perdition, who was Esau. That's Esau. He was created to be destroyed. He was created to be the wicked from the womb. You read that in the book of Romans chapter 9. You read that like Romans chapter 9, I think you start at 10. It talks about how Isaac and Rebekah had Esau and Jacob, and before they came out the womb, the Lord basically established their lots, and Esau's lot was likened unto Pharaoh's lot. The Lord created Pharaoh to be stiff-necked and hard-hearted, just so that he can be destroyed. And he proclaimed in that same chapter that he hated Esau. So we know that these Edomites, they are that man of sin. They are the sons of perdition, the sons of destruction. Who will be exposed, who is being exposed right now, starting with their elites.
Right. So yeah, Esau's being exposed right now, man.
On down to even just a regular Edomite. Like they themselves have a hatred, perpetual hatred. But we know these wicked elites, they're all together just like satanic, because they worship Satan. All right, but even these regular Edomites, their true nature is exposed. All right, like I believe the Tulsa, Oklahoma exposed their true nature. How like basically back then, whenever these Edomites saw that Jake was trying to get their own little community, they were trying to separate themselves from so-called society. Because Esau himself never wanted us around him anyways. So Jake was all like, why don't I just go do my own thing? So they went to Tulsa, and they were basically had doctors, they had schools, they were thriving, man. Hey, Jake was about to become something big, man. He was about to take over. So these Edomites, with all their jealousy and basically their envy and just that perpetual hatred, what did they do, man? They went up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, like literally bombed that thing, man. You had jets, man. You had not jets, but you had basically aircraft. I'll just say like fighter jets. They're fighter jets at the time, and they laid down that land. All right, they literally bombed everything, man. Killed the people, lynched, like everything there. It just goes to show how Esau, when we're not doing anything to him, he still hates us, man. All right.
So I'll bring this out. Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage? Why do the heathen rage? And the people imagine a vain thing. The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. Yup. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, and the Lord shall have them in derision. So, it says, why do the heathen rage? And why do they imagine a vain thing? Because right now they imagine a vain thing. They imagine that their rulership is going to go on forever, prolong itself forever and evermore. But, it's not going to happen, because the Lord's exposing them right now,
And they don't believe it though.
Yeah, they don't believe it. But the Lord's continually exposing them, and they're not going to get out of the hands of the Lord, man, because the Lord's laughing at them right now. But, it's all going to come to pass. These Edomites and the rest of the nations are going to go back to servants,
Yeah, and they don't believe that they're going to pay for what they're done. But it don't matter, At the end of the day, the only thing that we're supposed to do is speak these prophecies, whether they're here or whether they forbear. We basically come out for Israel. We come out to tell Israel to repent, all right, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand. But Esau and these other nations, we're not. When we speak to these people, like basically, we're not speaking good news to y'all. We're preaching to y'all your judgment. You gotta understand that. Don't come up here and be like, well, how can I escape judgment, or what can I do? No, you gotta go through that judgment, man. It's been the work has been done, man. Your forefathers have built this land, rape, rob, murder, all right. And basically, you gotta go. You gotta take that judgment, man. You have to. You can't. There's no other way around it. I don't care if you even like Esau. There's no way around that shit.
Yeah. Isaiah 42:9 it says, "Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you them." So the Most High, He allows His prophets to come out concerning Esau and these other nations. So even concerning like Karen, the Karens, as they say, quote unquote. These Karens used to be able to, just call the cops on Jake, and then Jake get arrested for no reason. But now they're being exposed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Esau's being exposed as a whole.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Oh, you got anything else?
Yeah, let me get this. Since I was talking on how basically they have to pay for what the forefathers did. Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with city. For I will raise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon name, remnant, and son and nephew, saith the Lord. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go down. You Edomites are gonna have to pay for what your forefathers have done. All right, the whole nation being built up like this, off of the backs of slaves and unjust dealings. All right, as it says, riches gotten by deceit. You're basically Yahweh Shemichai is gonna come back, and all this is gonna be still up. You know what I'm saying? All your high towers are gonna still be intact. You know what I'm saying? Jake is gonna be here oppressed. And that's basically how it's gonna go down. The Lord's gonna bring your judgment upon you, and basically those sins that you see to this day is gonna convince Esau to his face, right? And let me get that last precept right quick. In the book of Wisdom of Solomon, okay, chapter 4:20, it says, and when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquities shall convince them to their face. So, right, everything that's gone down through history, been getting exposed, been getting brought out, and as you see it here to this day, hey, it's obvious, okay, the sins of this nation, man. Okay, it's obvious that the sins of the forefathers of the Edomites, and the Lord says in Isaiah 14, prepare slaughter for the children. So you guys are basically the ones profiting off of what the fathers have done,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going into that. You got anything you want to bring up?
I mean, are you guys like Israelites?
Israelites? Israelites?
Can you define it? I'm not saying you're wrong. I just so I know.
What's your question?
Well, just how do you know if you're Israelite?
It's according to the spirit.
Yeah.
It's according to the spirit and heritage. All right. You said where do you come from?
Well, I'm from Texas, bro. Like
Texas?
Yeah.
Like where do you go back to? Like your lineage?
No idea.
So-called white, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So most likely you're an Edomite, and the Edomites, according to prophecy, are going to be destroyed. You know? Have you heard about that? I'm pretty sure you have. You haven't? I'm gonna read that to you. All right, because if you're interested in prophecy, I'll read Isaiah 63:1.
So who would you say you guys go back to? Your forefathers? Who would you say you descend from according to the Bible?
I don't know, man. I never really had like close relationship.
Everybody descends from a tribe within the scriptures. You see, so the Israelites, they'll still be here.
Well, like you're talking about like tribes, right?
Yeah, basically like the Moabites, basically Edomites, Ammonites. Those nations are still here. We don't go by those terms because basically things have been changed, modernized.
Yeah.
But those tribes are still here to this day.
Yeah.
So basically,
of
basically you don't read the Bible, you don't read Caucasian, you don't read white, you don't read Chinese, Japanese. So you go back to one of the ancient terms.
Yeah, the tribes.
Yeah, so basically your ancient term, if you are Caucasian, okay, you would have to look into it more, okay, because we can't just judge you by your looks.
Right, of course.
But basically if you do in fact descend from the so-called Caucasian race, you would go back to the man named Esau. That would be your forefather, Edomite, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Basically, but you got a precept?
Yeah. See here, so here's the prophecy concerning Esau, right? Edom. Isaiah 63:1, it says, who is this? Who is this that cometh? Who is this that cometh from Edom, all right, with dyed garments from Bosra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speaketh righteousness mighty to say, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat? Let him go viral.
Jake, man. Was that all Edomites on that train? Alright, Jake.
Here's Jake.
Alright, go ahead.
So I'll read that again. It says, verse 63. Who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Bosra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speaketh righteousness, mighty to save. You know what that's talking about? That's talking about who you guys call Christ. Jesus.
Yeah.
It's talking about who the world knows as Jesus. His real name is Yahushua.
Yeah,
So he's finna come into Edom, right? Goes on to say, wherefore art thou red in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat? I have treaded the wine press alone, and the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger, that's a key word, and trample them in my fury, another key word, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, when the year of redeemed is come. So I'll explain that.
Is what he's saying.
Pretty much what the Lord is saying is when he comes back, he's going to go into Edom, and then he's pretty much going to slaughter all the Edomites. And therefore, that's why the description, as it was, his garments was as like the what was it?
It's
the
like
wine press.
Yeah,
it was like grapes
crimson.
all over.
Yeah.
Pretty much all red all over.
Yeah, right.
Why do you think that is?
If you stomp out grapes, you know, you get all those grape juice on your garments, like, you know, it looks messy.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
Well, it's
though?
because he's gonna like trample on them like the wine, you know, like the grapes.
Yeah, and it's because it's fury, it's anger,
Yeah, exactly.
because vengeance.
Yeah.
Right, and that's gonna be for who?
I mean,
In context.
for the Edomites.
For the Edomites.
Right.
Right. So that should be simple enough to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So the Edomites, according to biblical history, prophecy, whatever you want to call it, you most likely are an Edomite, but you know, look into that for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, if you are Edomite, the Lord's gonna come back and destroy all your race.
Which is only justified.
What? Who do you think Babylon the Great is? Babylon the Great. You say you're into prophecy?
No, I haven't read all the prophecy. Like,
so
I'm not saying. I'm just like interested in it.
What about Babylon the Great? Who do you think that is?
Well, Babylon was like the
not ancient Babylon, but the Book of Revelations talks about Babylon the Great
Who
New
do I think it
Babylon.
is? You talking about the beast, right?
Yeah, the abomination of the earth. You know,
I think it's the Catholic Church. I think it's the Catholic Church, the papacy.
now it's a nation. It's a nation of people.
Oh, okay. Well, then, I don't know, man.
That would be America. Yeah, if you didn't know.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because they're
Well,
going to be
I think the beast though, like when it talks about it, is the papacy. I mean, I could be wrong. I've looked into it a little bit, but that's just kind of like what I've.
Well, the
seen
thing
a little
about it is, Babylon the Great is not gonna be like. It's not gonna be like a religion or a church.
No,
It's gonna-
no, for sure.
It's gonna be
I see
like
what
an
you're
actual
saying.
nation. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's why we say, what nation is it? And we know that nation is America. You know. That's
Yeah,
like
and
that.
that's the one that's going to be slaughtered before the beasts.
Well, you know,
The one beast, the one true beast, like comes in and takes over completely, right?
No, that's not prophecy. That's, I mean, you be
Well, I'm
mixing
just
that
asking
up.
a question.
But no, that's not it.
Okay.
Babylon the Great is basically that beast. You know what I'm saying? That will be destroyed.
Okay.
So this is Psalms 137, and I want to get 7. Remember, O Lord, the children of Edom, in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee, as thou hast served us. So this is a prophecy. King David said Edom is basically synonymous with the daughter of Babylon. So Babylon the Great, America. So basically the Edomites are going to be the top class, ruling class
Which
within America, the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, according
which
to
is
what
who?
you're saying, which is
Caucasian.
yeah.
But it says, this is the reason why you're going to be destroyed. Alright, verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. So David's saying that basically how y'all have served us, how you guys have done things to us, like,
Right.
you know, how America was established off of rape, robbery, murder, injustices, Native Americans slaughtered.
It goes
Alright,
back.
and even to this day, it's still like, you know, you still got people talking about Black Lives Matters, and
Oh yeah.
it's
Well,
definitely,
I mean, it's still going on, man.
yeah, it's definitely going on still. So King David says that we're going to be happy to do what y'all did, do what y'all did back unto you guys,
Right.
because
Yeah.
it's called you reap what you sow.
Yeah. Of
You know,
course.
that's justice.
Yeah, and I mean, I know Jesus obviously wasn't a white guy.
Right,
Of
right.
course, and his hair wasn't straight.
Okay,
And, yeah. I mean,
okay.
he had hair of wool. like,
Okay,
Of course,
okay.
but you know, I don't feel like. I mean, even if I was to get slaughtered, I do feel like Jesus also died for me. You know, because I serve Jesus too, and so.
I mean, if you're an Edomite, then nah. But if you're an Israelite, then you maybe. I mean, I don't know if you could be an Israelite. It just depends if it's your spirit. But if you are an Edomite, in fact, at the end of the day, no, Yahweh, Jesus, who the world calls Jesus, he's coming to slaughter Edom. That's what Isaiah 63 says. So, I mean, you know, you want to get that Amos chapter 9 real quick? Amos 9, Tabernacle of David, Edom. Because, I mean, you can't the Bible doesn't contradict, prophecy can't. So if Isaiah 63 states that Christ, Yahweh Shai, is coming to Edomites, to the land of Edom, which we understand Edom is synonymous with Babylon the Great. Well, how is it that Christ is going to come slaughter them but at the same time save them? It doesn't make sense, you see?
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying.
It's basically like, you're going to read that to you, right? Go and read that.
9/11.
Yeah, 9/11.
Amos 9:11. It says, "In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom, and all the heathen, which are called by my name, saith the Lord, that doeth this."
Yep. Got it.
Going on, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treaders of grape him that soweth seed, and the mountain shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities, and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens, and eat the fruit of them, and I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith the Lord God."
Come.
You got that one?
Oh, you got it.
Yep. So what that was going into is the Lord he's finna gather his people up again. That's the tabernacle of David. He's going to gather up his people again and pretty much deliver them. All right, that's what goes into Amos 9 and let's see here, 9 and 9. It says, "For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in the sieve. There shall not the least grain fall upon the earth." So the Lord is going to come back to save his people, and he's pretty much going to deliver only Israel, 1/3 of them at least. Goes on to say, "And they shall possess the remnant of Edom and all the heathen."
Yep.
So you guys will be, what's a possession? How would you describe a possession?
I'm not sure.
If I said something's my possession,
Oh, I mean, like you own it.
like this is my possession, right? Yeah, so we'd own you guys, right? You guys would be our servants. "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper, and the treaders of grape him that sows seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and the hills shall melt." So pretty much going back in history, you know your history, right? Pretty much slavery. We was in slavery, cotton field, all type of fields, right? Doing y'all's work, and then y'all pretty much profit off of us, and we got nothing, just free labor, you know. So the Lord said, instead of us being the servants, y'all gonna have to be the servants. It's gonna be a change.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm
it's like in Israel whenever he made the kids rule over, like basically the parents, or like not necessarily the parents, but the evildoers, because they screwed up Israel so much that he like put kids as kings. And it's talking, I think it's in, I want to say it's in Isaiah, or I think it's in the beginning of Isaiah. I could be wrong.
I don't know
though.
about that.
I don't know. I'm just using this as an analogy.
I
Let's
mean,
see what
you can
you're
get Revelation 13:9. I'll get this. Isaiah 14:1. "For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and he will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob." So the end all be all is that the Lord is going to have mercy on Jacob, and he's going to choose his people Israel, all right? And he's going to put us back in our land, but the strangers are going to be there. The strangers really just represent the heathen, the other nations, right? It says, "And the people shall take them." So Israel is going to take the strangers, which is y'all, if y'all heathen, and bring them to their place. "And the house of Israel shall possess," there go possess again, which means to own, "them in the land of the Lord," which is the kingdom of heaven,
Yes.
"for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors." So that's basically the prophecy. Everything's like not contradicting itself. In the end all be all, y'all gonna have to basically go into captivity and slavery, because that's what you did to us. And basically all these nations did that to us. So all these nations are going into captivity, you know? You got that precept? It's basically justice, and the Lord deals with recompense. You reap what you sow, you know? Go ahead.
Revelation 13 and 9. It says, "If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints." So the Lord said that if you lead a people into captivity, that same people who led the people into captivity, they're gonna have to go into captivity. So if the so-called white people led the so-called blacks into slavery, that same thing gonna have to happen to you guys. It's reap what you sow. If you guys if you guys killed us, y'all gonna have to be killed. You see what I'm saying? That's justice. That's justified.
Yep. I got Isaiah 14:21. Now this is going, I just read Isaiah 14:1. Now we're gonna jump down to 21. Okay. "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities." Okay. I will raise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon. Now this Babylon is referring to Babylon the Great. "The name, the remnant, the son, and nephew, saith the Lord." So Yahweh Shem Yahshai, which that's the true names of the Lord. He said, "Prepare slaughter for the children, for the iniquity of the fathers." So basically, your forefathers are the ones who did this sin. Your forefathers built up America. Like, you look around, all this is basically y'all's. Like, we don't own it.
And it's for the sake of $1, man.
Yep, and basically America is owned by you guys,
Of course.
But you guys profit off of it. You guys get born into that inheritance. You guys basically got so-called white privilege and whatnot. I mean, that's for y'all. But basically, look, the Lord says that you guys are going to pay for what your fathers did, though.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Well, and what I was telling you earlier, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what I go back to or anything like that because I mean, I didn't have like a close relationship with my family.
That's what we're saying. Like, make sure you look it up because you could very well be an Israelite. We can't tell. You just have to really. You really got. If you believe what this is going out, if you believe the scriptures, like literally, if you believe what we're saying, and you can actually do it, you can like literally like repent and come back to this truth. Understand, you know what I'm saying? Well, you wouldn't know what tribe you from, but you would still just through the spirit, like believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
But at the end of the day,
but
at the end of the day, if you were Edomite or if you were another nation, you're not gonna believe it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna believe what we're talking about. You're not really gonna care. So I mean, it just depends.
And I absolutely do care. You know, I mean, that's
I mean, not just care, but you gotta believe.
Yeah, no, of course.
You gotta, like, you literally gotta do it.
And I do believe in Jesus with all my being, man.
Hey, man.
All my being, bro. It's been a struggle for me coming out of sin and coming out of these bad things.
I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about literally what we just said. Like,
I know what you're saying.
Do you agree that Esau, Edom, is going to become slaves to Israel?
Well, yeah. I mean, if that's what prophecy says, and I'm gonna also have to do my own research just to get it, like, just to further understand everything because like it's a lot to take in all in like one thing. I'm gonna further look it up though and research it because I'm not denying what you're saying at all, and I'm not saying I don't believe it. I just want to like
that's what
dive deeper into it and figure it out.
Do your research, you know.
Yeah, of course, man. But no, he's coming, bro. I feel it. I felt it for a long time. I know it's true.
All right. Let me see something real quick. Okay, this is the last scripture I get. Isaiah 60, and I'm gonna get 11. I'm gonna get 10. The sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee. For my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee. Therefore thy gate shall be open continually, they shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought. So this is the prophecy about the kingdom of heaven. It says the sons of the strangers are going to build up the walls. So the walls to the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be on earth, by the way.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rulership by Israel. We're going to rule that nation under who will cause Christ.
Yeah.
Okay, who is a so-called black man? And you guys are going to build it up. Your nations are going to basically be our servants, you know. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish, yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. So it's not going to be an option in that day. You can't opt out. You can't be like, I don't want to do it. Alright, so in that day, if you guys like, you know, don't want to serve us, you know, the true children of Israel, you're going to die.
Yeah, I mean,
okay?
God is sovereign.
Yeah.
So.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box tree together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary. I'll make the place of my feet glorious, and the sons of also of them that afflicted thee shall come bending unto thee, and they that despise thee shall bow themselves at the soles of thy feet, and they shall call thee the city of the Lord, Zion, the Holy One of Israel. So yeah, that's it. Basically, those who hated and forsaked us, you know, basically those who called us niggas, those who basically looked at us like nothing, spit, coons, you know, basically used us as merchandise. Okay, all the unjustness that's been done to us, the same ones who did all that to us are gonna come down and confess that we are children of God, you know? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? If you were Edomite, kind of gotta accept that. You might not accept it now, but hey, it's gonna happen, you know? But yeah, anyways, man, you got questions?
Yeah, that's it, man.
All right, man. Yep, that's it right there.
Cool. Well, I appreciate y'all, man.
All right.
Thank you guys.
So, I guess we'll end this out anyways by giving all praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, HaKadosh. We say that to America, blah, 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 or Shalom.